Yes.
Okay. Firstborn of all creation. Jesus is the first one created. Okay. The word firstborn has the following meanings. Okay, ready?
Yes.
The first one born, who's the heir, and who has the highest position of authority. Okay, that's the three meanings. The first one born, who's the heir, meaning the inheritance is his, and has the highest position of authority. So if you're the firstborn in your house, then you have the highest position authority over the rest of the family members, right?
Of course.
And then you're the heir. Okay, so in the Bible, that term firstborn can have all three meanings, or it can have one of the three meanings or two of the three meanings. It doesn't always mean the first one born, doesn't always mean the heir, and doesn't always mean the one who has the highest position authority. It can mean all three, or can have one of those meanings, or can have two meanings, but not always all three, right?
Correct.
Now let me prove that to you. Go to 1 Chronicles chapter 5, verses 1 and 2. 1 Chronicles chapter 5, verse 1 and 2. Now, before you read it, pay attention. Jacob's firstborn son was Reuben, and Joseph was son number 11, right?
Yes. 5,
Okay.
1 to 2, yes.
Okay, 1 Chronicles chapter 5, verses 1 and 2.
Okay. Now the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, for he was the firstborn, but forasmuch as he defied his father's bed, he birthright was given unto the sons of Joseph, the son of Israel, and the genealogy is not to be reckoned after the brightness.
The birthright.
For Judah prevailed. Sorry?
It says after the birthright. That's the word.
Yes, the birthright.
Okay.
Sorry, yes, birthright.
Okay, read
For
it again.
Judea
One more time. Read 1 Chronicles 5, verses 1 and 2 one more time.
Now the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of
Reuben.
Israel, for he
The sons
was
of Reuben.
the
Hold on, brother.
firstborn.
You're killing me. Hold on. No. Timmy doesn't like the way you're pronouncing words. The sons of Reuben and its birthright. One more time.
Reuben.
Yeah.
Now the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel. For he was the firstborn, but forasmuch as he defiled his father's bed, his birthright was given unto the sons of Joseph, the son of Israel.
Mhm.
And the genealogy is not to be reckoned after the birthright. For Judea prevailed above his brethren, and of him came the chief ruler, but the birthright was Joseph's.
Okay, now notice. The right of being the firstborn, the birthright. If you're the firstborn, you have certain rights, right?
Yes,
Who was the first son born to Jacob? Reuben, right?
yes,
So he's the firstborn and the one born first, right?
yes.
But the rights of the firstborn was given to Joseph, who's son number 11. You caught it?
Of course, yes.
Okay, now let me explain what
Yes.
that means. Reuben was the firstborn in that he's the one born first. But Joseph was the firstborn in that he was given the status of the firstborn. He was higher than his brothers and he was given the inheritance. But Joseph was son number 11, right?
Yes,
So how could he be given the status of firstborn? Because to be firstborn, you don't always have to be the one born first. You can be firstborn in the sense that you are given the status of being supreme over others and given the status of being the heir. The inheritance is yours.
very clear.
Okay, but now let me give you an example with David. Go to Psalm 89, verses 19 and 20. Let me show you this about David. Psalm 89,
Once you
verses 19 and
spoke
20. Yeah, go ahead. Let me read it. Sorry.
Once you spoke in a vision to your faithful people, you said, I have bestowed strength on a warrior. I have raised up a young man from among the people. I have found David, my servant. With my sacred oil, I have anointed him.
So it's David, right?
Yes.
Now read 26 to 27.
He will call out to me, you are my Father, my God, the rock, my Savior. And I will appoint him to be my firstborn, the most exalted of the kings of the earth.
Okay, now
Wow.
David wasn't the first king of Israel. Saul was king before him, right?
Yes.
And David wasn't the firstborn son of Jesse. He was the youngest of the 8 sons, right?
Yes.
But God just said, I'm going to make David my firstborn.
Wow.
How? How
Yes,
is David the firstborn?
The firstborn is not mean that he is the firstborn. It means that he has the authority of the firstborn. That means he had the authority over everything.
It says it. Higher than all the kings of the earth.
Correct.
So notice, David has the status of firstborn, meaning that he's supreme. But he's not the one born first, and he wasn't the first king, right?
Correct.
So now, when it says Jesus is the firstborn of all creation, doesn't mean he's the first one created, first one born. Doesn't mean he's the heir. Doesn't mean he's supreme over creation. Well, let's go and see now. Let's go and read and see. Colossians 1:15. Tell Muhammad, your dog, to shut up. Okay. Colossians 1:15, read it.
The Son is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation.
Now, firstborn over all creation can mean Jesus is the one born first, or it can mean he is supreme over creation, superior to all creation, better than all creation, and all creation belongs to him because he's the heir. Now, let's see in the context which meaning fits the term. 16 tells you.
Okay.
What does 16 say?
For in him all things were created.
Now notice it's
Things
now
in
explaining. Here's why he's
Yes.
the firstborn. Because in him,
All things were created.
keep going.
Things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether it's thrones or powers or rulers or authorities. All things has been created through him and for him.
Okay, so all creation is created for who?
For him,
And who created all things?
through him, God, through him.
Who created all
Jesus.
things?
The firstborn,
Who is that? Give me the name, man.
Jesus.
Okay, so now can I ask a question? If Jesus created all things in heaven and on earth, that means he's there before all creation, right?
So there was no creation before him.
Exactly. So then how can he be created? And then verse 17 makes it clear. Verse 17, notice what it says. Verse 17 makes it clear.
He is before all things, and in him all things hold together.
Okay, now I'm more confused. He is before all things. Before all creation, he has been and continues to be supreme over all creation. And it's in him that he sustains all creation and gives life to all creation.
True.
So then how is he a creature?
He can be a creature because he is before all things, in heaven and earth, invisible and invisible. Paul said it all.
Okay, so then what does it mean he's the firstborn?
He means he has authority. He is the king. He is the ruler. He is
Exactly.
the owner of the family.
Exactly. Not
the
only
earth.
family, not the family. He's the owner of what?
Of all creation.
And also, he's the firstborn for in what sense? Not only because he owns all creation and he's over all creation and superior over all creation,